Yes, good evening and hello. This is Nigeria Decides 2019, a program that we designed to educate the public, to inform you, to disseminate information you might need that will guide you come 2019. It's a time when Nigerians will have to decide as to which way to go, whether to vote in the present government, to vote in the incumbent, or to look elsewhere among the oppositions. Those, when I say opposition, this time around is not going to be a case of opposition. It's going to be a case of other people who are aspiring to be the next president of Nigeria. And in that process and procedure, we on Heritage TV have chosen to be there for you, to educate you, to support you, to make sure that you get all the necessary info you might need, things that will help you to take decision, a decision that you think, oh, you will not regret, because gone are the days when majority of politicians believing that they are dealing with uninformed grassroots people. We don't want that to happen this time around, and that's why Heritage is taking the lead, that this time we do not want you to lose out, because it has been like a case of every time you vote for with good conscience, with the benefit of, oh, they are going to help us, they are going to do what they're supposed to do. But the last 50-something years, it has been a case of, you know, they promise us, they don't do it. Tonight, I'm with me in the studio to deal with this area of information, two gentlemen. One of them, the gentleman on left-hand side is Mr. Oladeji Dawodu. He's an independent producer and director. Mr. Oladeji Dawodu, you are welcome to this program.
You're welcome,
yes.
sir.
All right.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. And then on my right-hand side, I have Mr. Ayo Ogundimu. He's a retired accountant, chartered accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Management accountant.
Management accountant, but now is a social and public commentator. He's in the media business. So I'm very pleased to have him here. We've met before, but then again, I want to take advantage of wanting to see what he has got to offer. Tonight, you're welcome to this program.
Thank you very much.
This is Nigeria Decides 2019.
Yes.
Gentlemen, before I go there, let me quickly also say to our viewers all over the world. Now, this is an opportunity to call your friends and family to come and watch this program. They should come and listen to this program, because, like I said, it's an informative information where we are going to be advising them.
Yes.
We are not pro any political party.
No.
These people you see here sitting down here, they might have their preference, but they have to keep it. While on this program, they will have to keep it to themselves.
Absolutely.
I want to get them busy advising, suggesting how best way to go. So please share this program with your friends and family, and you can do so by picking the phone now. Send messages that that program is on Heritage Television.
Yeah.
Go through our Facebook.
Yes.
Share with us, and then you can spread the message.
Yes.
And many people will be able to watch. You can also do that on WhatsApp. You can do that on Facebook, like I said. You can do that on Periscope. You can do that on Instagram, and many other methods you can use.
Yes.
Where Heritage TV is all over the place. So, you know, the more people that watch this program, the better for everybody. Because another thing I want to add before I go to my guest tonight is we play a very, very important role. Even though, as we speak, we're yet to have voting rights in diaspora.
Yes.
But we discovered that the power, the financial power we have, the money we send home regularly
very
makes
key.
a lot of difference.
Yes.
And this time around, We want to tie that our power to get yourself PVC.
That's it.
Get yourself to understand whom to vote. Just
Exactly.
don't, you know. So now, let me start from the left.
Okay.
Mr. Oladeji Dawodu, you are an independent producer and a director. I want you to look at the camera and tell our viewers, how will you want to advise the people at home how they should vote, or what should they put into consideration if they want to vote come 2019?
Thank you very much, presenter. Our viewers at home, it has become a very common phenomenon because at the end of it, a series of elections has been held in Nigeria, and the politician seems to take away the Nigerian populace for granted. We are the people who go to the polling booth, queuing up, either cold rain, either sunshine. We go there, we vote en masse for our elected leaders. At the end of the day, getting to this elective position, we are the teeming masses are the people who actually suffered of their inefficiencies or perhaps their inaction. So this time around, 2019 is knocking on the door. I want Nigerians to be extremely careful for the politicians, because this is the time they will come again. And when they come, they give people some peanut, and people don't know that they are mortgaging their future by collecting this peanut. There was a WhatsApp that was, actually in circulation of recent, whereby I saw a particular, a politician, a very popular politician. He was distributing Ankara to electorates.
Yes.
People queuing up, and they were collecting Ankara, and he was giving them 2,000. And this is part of the preparation towards this 2019.
Yes.
This kind of incident did not happen 2 years ago. This is like a campaign indirectly.
It is.
I want Nigerians to be careful, to be extremely careful for this kind of politician, because when it's during the campaign now, their belief is that when we give them any amount of money, we give
they
them,
get a vote.
they will go and vote. But I want the electorate, I want them to be very, very, very
To
careful.
be informed, to know.
What you need now is that look at the manifestos of each political candidates, the parties. Then look at what is the manifesto, what they have to offer. Because most of our politicians now, many voters don't look at, okay, what are their political agenda? What are their political beliefs? So I want them to, I want Nigerians to be extremely careful to know precisely whom they go to.
But then again, before I come to you, Mr. Ogundimu, don't forget that the larger majority of our people are illiterate. You mentioned one word, manifesto. Manifesto. How can people who cannot read and write, what can they understand of that manifesto? What can you? Do you have a way of?
Okay, let me put it in a very simple.
Yes, because
English.
the people, they might say
The manifesto is the same that virtually all the political parties virtually all these candidates print posters. In their posters, that is where that manifesto is.
Okay.
But it's very common now. There are some of them who don't even have manifesto at all. And during campaign as well, that is where their campaign promises is their manifesto. Okay, you listen attentively. What is this person promising? Then you have to look at the other electors. The other politicians, the past leaders that we've elected.
Okay.
This particular party, did they fulfill their promises?
The promises last time.
So that promises is what we mean by manifesto.
Okay.
Some of them will promise education, some of them will promise electricity, some of them will promise water. And look at the issue of electricity now. How many years?
57 years. I understand that. Before I come to you, Mr. Ogundimu, I want also to say to our viewers all over the world that you have the opportunity of calling in. The number you want to call to contribute, or if you have a question, you can phone in and ask questions. And the number is 020 800 46 100. Let me repeat the number again: 020 800-46-100. You can call in, you can contribute as long as you stay within the given 1 minute to contribute because of the time. So write down your question before you call in, ask us the question, and you can direct it to any of the panels, you can direct it to me or to any of my guests here, and we'll answer your question. Please do not call in to, make too long, otherwise the system will cut the person off, because the system is set on one minute. Now, coming back to you, Mr. Ogundimu, you heard what Mr. Dawodu said.
Yes.
The area I just want you to brush, to talk more about is the area of manifesto, because the ordinary people don't understand, even though he tried best to explain it, but I want you also to add more to what he said. How will an ordinary somebody selling guguru and epa, but he has right to vote, because his vote must count. How can he understand manifesto ideology and so on?
Manifesto is not only what is written on the paper and handed out, it's also radio messages. So it will be in our local languages. It will be in Yoruba, it will be in Igbo, it will be in Hausa. So they will spread that message. Timba Wale, I'm saying in Yoruba, Timba Wale, Magbe, Enititi, Elomi, Enilewe, all of this stuff. They will start saying that, they'll be making specific promises to you that they will be doing it. And that is what I want our people to listen to. So you listen to the forms of manifesto. The manifesto by radio, which will be voice, they will spread the message. You start hearing messages on all over the radio waves, all over the TV, and also plastered on the poster. So yes, the post, and in some of them they might dare and actually do the posters in local languages still. So that's what the manifesto is. Their promise. It's the promise to you as a citizen that if you vote me in, this is what I will do for you. It's simply a promise. We don't need to sugarcoat it too much. It's simple. That's where it is. So that's what it is.
That's a very nice top up. And also, I want to add to all these suggestions that where we have our mothers, our sisters, our wives who cannot read and write, they should please use the opportunity and say, this Molewe, or whoever that understands the language of electioneering, please explain to us, and then consider. Also, even you don't need to go to school to consider certain things. For those people who look around and say, well, during the last 4 years or the last 16 years, what is our benefit? What have we received? All this also should be consideration. Do you agree with that kind of thing?
Absolutely. In fact,
so people should look at what have they achieved? What have they received? What have they benefited from? Whatever it is. If they're happy and say, well, this government has done this, has done that, or this possibility is there, so they should go. These are the things. But we are going to talk more about how to make decision. Now, let me start with, again, I want to go to area. The most important part of this discussion should be, like we've done a couple of times, I mean, some of the series we've done. It's engineering our people to understand that they have a power. What's that power?
That power is your PVC.
Is their PVC.
Your PVC is your power. It's the power that you have to decide who is going to be your next elected representative.
Can you explain it to them? Because when you say it's your power, they may not understand. What do you mean by that? Where is that power coming from?
That power is something that is mandated to us in our constitution. For you to vote, you have the right. It's in our constitution. It is your right to vote. Each one man, one vote is enshrined in our constitution.
So if they don't vote,
if they don't vote, they will lose the opportunity to use their voice. And that voice could be the difference between the person they want to elect to win or not. So each and every Nigerian it is your duty. It is your duty, especially in this difficult time that we're in, to vote come February 16, 2019. Use your vote. Get your PVC. Your PVC will guarantee you the right to vote. So if you haven't got your PVC, or you know people that haven't got their PVC, please tell them to go and queue. Even if there's going to be queues and queues upon queues, wait on that line. Wait your turn. This community should support the people who are on the queue by giving them water, refreshments, Help them. Give them room, places where they can go and eat themselves and come back on the queue. So they don't miss a turn. We need, this is critical. Nigerians, I am asking you, wake up.
Are you saying, yeah, I'll come back to you in a minute. Yeah. Are you saying 2019 election is going to be different from all the elections before? Is that do you agree?
If I may say.
Yeah. I do agree.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
Yes.
On what?
Basically, the fact that what's going to be different is that we'll be seeing some new aspirants, even names that are coming up now. There are some certain people that you don't even believe that they are coming up, and they are coming up. And the number of candidates that have been seen, that we've seen so far, is different from the part of what we used to do. You know, in the past, whereby if I should go back to that kind of when first political, when we had military for a very long time.
Yes, for about 38 years.
When you look at it from that 1966, when the military
altogether 38 years in the history of
the military incursion into the political landscape of Nigeria started from 1966. That is July 29, to be precise, is 1926. That was when we had the first coup led by Chukwuemeka Nzeogu.
Yes.
And when you do another counter coup came again, that was 1967.
Yes.
That was one that led by General Yakubu Gowon.
Yes.
Then it was Lieutenant Colonel. When you look at it, we had military rule for a very long time.
That's what I said, 38 years altogether. Out of our,
that 1979, and that 1979, when you look at those parties, I'm trying at times, when I look at the situation, reading newspapers, looking at the political views, political commentators, their comment and everything, and look at what is happening in political parties now, is different from that political parties of 1979.
Yes.
You remember in 1979, when the party, when the political activities were lifted by the then General Olusegun Obasanjo. You remember we had these political parties.
Yes.
Number one, Unity Party of Nigeria. I was in Lagos. Unity Party of Nigeria. Then you have NPP, Nigerian People's Party.
Yes.
Then you have GNP. Unity Party of Nigeria, led by late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Nigerian People's Party, that is NPP, led by late Owele of Onitsha, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Then you have GNPP, that is Great Nigerian People's Party, led late Alhaji Waziri Ibrahim.
Thank you for
PRP, that is People Redemption Party.
That's it.
Era. That era, we have the party of political ideologies.
Yes.
Whereby anybody who when they say Unity Party of Nigeria, you know that this party has this tendency of communist, a little bit of communist and a little bit of a Democrat. So you have that in Awolowo.
Yes.
Then the core conservative is that NPN, that is Nigerian National Party of Nigeria, led by Alhaji Shehu Shagari. Everybody, this party is a core conservative party. So now the era of political ideology in this our own present generation, I think it has gone for good. Now you can easily see a political.
So it's a time of manifesto now. Promises.
It's time of manifesto. Whereby people are going to hold the politicians responsible. The era of that fake promises
is gone.
The era of mobilizing people at night, going because when you are saying manifesto, many Nigerians have never voted on the basis of manifesto in the past.
Yes. No. So
what they do is that one party chairman locally.
Now, Mr. Ogundimu.
Yes.
Don't you think with the number of political parties registered now, at least of the last count, I think we have about 68.
60 years.
And there's still more to come.
Yes.
What is the disadvantage of all this to our people? Again, concentrate your argument on our people, because for our people having to deal with 68 political parties.
To be honest, for me, one of the things, the reason why they will have so many parties is to do exactly what you just said, to confuse the populace, to make them completely be unsure who to vote for. And then somebody who is in control of things decide, okay, fine, we are the ones that you should vote for. Out of this, it's like you're hearing all these noises, and then you're thinking, who do I choose? So then the people who have set the system up now say they will choose a couple of parties who will now vie for the positions, and they will say, we will do this. And then people start trying to listen to that. What Nigerians need to do, what we need to do now is, again, I reiterate, go to that promise that each party made. We have to spend the time to investigate. We need to spend that time to investigate what they tell us. By radio, by poster, by TV, by all the means, by social media, all of this stuff.
Yes.
We need to take stock. Right, okay, this party is saying this, and they're going to do this. That party is saying that, and they're going to do that.
Yes.
And check it. And then not only that, the people who are standing up, who are going to be the face of the parties, we need to know their background. We need to know their history. We need to know what they've achieved.
So this message is now being directed to INEC, because INEC is in charge of making sure that there's a free, fair, and credible election.
Yes.
And in order to achieve a free, fair, and credible election, INEC must put in place a system that will sift, that will make sure that make sure that all these participants, people or the political parties, they are well properly screened. And they adhere to the rules, laws, regulations of INEC.
Indeed.
Indeed. Yes.
Let me come in.
Yes.
You see, the constitution actually mandated INEC to do all this.
Yes.
And you have to remember that you are dealing with intelligent and people who are crafty.
Yes.
For instance, whereby when the government is enacting a particular law, there are some hoodlums who also sit somewhere, sitting down to circumvent it, to find one way or the other.
I'm trying to see if I think someone is trying to call in. Hold on a minute. Okay, continue.
So
when the caller,
the constitution also empower these politicians as well.
Yes.
To vie for a particular position.
Yeah.
Now, I want to assure you that they will meet all the INEC criteria, and INEC will register them. But the first thing remains that Nigerian police could not be, they couldn't be deceived anymore. No. Because the fact remains that in any election, you have the serious contestants. Yes. Then you have the pretenders.
Yes.
So when we go to that river, we will cross it. We will know that those who will be able to, to meet the test of time, they will step aside.
Yes.
All right. That's a nice contribution. Now, based on what Mr. Dawodu just said, with the number of people, at least we know there are a couple of young ones who want to contest against the professional old recycled lots
military men and everything else. And
so we know that. But my worries are this: if we look at the number of people who are willing to contest, don't you think it's better to ask some of them to form a block? Would that help the people, or you think all of them should be like jump in the pool?
I certainly think there is cause for certainly the youth to actually look at coming together at some point, just to
become one block.
Yes, I actually think it would be a very strong force that way. We know that the established, parties and the, grandees and all this,
those who are already in the business,
who are in the business, they will do what they usually do. So Nigerians know the game now. That's what they don't realize. Nigerians we are on point. We know where they're coming from. Every move that these guys make, we know, because we know exactly the results that they're looking for. The questions they pose to Nigerians, or the things they do to Nigerians, tells Nigerians where they're going. It's like you're playing Ayo. This is what Nigerians are doing now. We're now beginning to watch. Okay, if you do that one, we're going to move this way.
Okay.
And how we move the other way, Nigerians is now saying, okay, fine, you say you're going to do this. Well, the last 10, 15 years or 20 years, nothing has changed. What have you done? So what's different? So that's the first thing. That's the first dynamic that those people who are...
People will start asking questions now.
They'll start asking.
Mr. Dawodu, another terrible thing, I use the word deliberately, terrible thing, in the business of campaigning, business of electioneering in Nigeria, is this monetization, where an average politician believes that he can give money to get a vote. What's your take on that? Do you think?
My take on that is that it is still the electorate who has the blame, and an average Nigerian...
How do you want to blame them? These people are...
I'm coming.
Okay.
An average Nigerian politician believes that these are the easiest way to get to them. when you give them the money, definitely it will come out. But the populace need to be educated. This is the reason why this platform, I'm so delighted for this your program. This program is going to educate them to know that
exactly,
look,
that's what we are designing.
This has been coming up for so many years, and it continues repeating itself. For instance, during the festival time, you see that most of the politicians will go back to this electorate before the election, start giving them a gift. And this gift is like a campaign indirectly. So they are getting to them indirectly. But at the end of the day, they are the same people that we need to blame. Why are you collecting it? It's like, for instance, you say police should not take bribe. Then average motorist in Lagos is ready to drive one way. Then by the time it
gets stopped,
and the policeman says, so Oga, I want to see you now, I want to see. Then you see the Oga. For instance, when you are blaming the culprit, you have to blame the perpetrator and the person who hid and abetted. So we still need to address, we still need to advise the electorate that they should not take. If they refuse to take, the situation will change. The situation whereby the people who are ready to give the money are even ready to even take in that money. But you know that the majority of the voters are greedy. You can see somebody. I remember I was in one particular party in Lagos.
Yes.
The gentleman who sat beside me, when he came with his mode of dressing, and now people were greeting him, we were able to know, well, it's a well-to-do person.
Babake.
But do you know what happened? They were distributing handkerchief. He left his seat and went to go and put the data. But you haven't given me the handkerchief. I said, but we are coming to the table. He said, let me have my handkerchief before you know that they say it's finished. Look at how much is handkerchief.
That's very interesting.
How much is handkerchief?
Mr.
Then you can see when you go to party,
Mr. Ogundimu, he alluded to something I wanted to, capitalize on. Why is it so convenient for an average Nigerian to want to take 2,000 naira and bag of rice? Why do you think they are doing it?
Poverty. Simple, pure and simple poverty. Not just of hunger of food, but poverty of the mind as well.
Poverty.
So there's poverty of the mind and poverty of the body. There's two of them combined.
You mean an average, anybody that takes 4,000 and a bag of rice, and maybe in some places tomato, whatever.
Yes.
And
stomach infrastructure for want of a better.
So you mean, but who do you blame? Do you blame these people taking them, or the people giving them?
I blame both sides. Firstly, this.
I think we have a caller. Hello, good evening. This is Nigeria Decide 2019. Who is calling?
Good evening. This is Prince Arubajoye Oluwamayawa Davidson calling.
Okay.
Yes. What's your contribution? What do you want to contribute to this program?
Yes, please. What I would like to tell the Nigerian populace, especially in this time of election, is, first of all, they need to understand, our people need to understand that we have a revolution at stake. This season, this era, this time, 2019 is our year of revolution.
Indeed.
So our year of revolution comes with some things. So our year of revolution comes with the fact that we have to understand that we have a nation at stake. We are trying to fight this cause. We are trying to take our country back from the looters. So therefore, they need to understand that the nation that we want, that nation of our dream that works, that is not a nation that requires politicians that will pay to get votes.
Yes.
So those are the things we need to be able to tell our people. Those are the things our people need to understand, that this nation that works needs people that passionately have ideology to provide, not money to buy votes. So I mean, I don't want to go further because I know it's 1 minute.
Yes.
So as the program continues, I will be able to contribute more.
Thank you very much for calling in. We do appreciate that, and also you're being very considerate because of time. Yes. Thank you very much for that. you heard what the last caller said.
Yes.
That this is a year. There's going to be difference. It's not going to be business as usual.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Do you understand? Do you agree with him?
Absolutely. Nigerians are clamoring. They are screaming for change. The people on the streets, they don't want the same system whereby somebody's giving them money and giving some food or some oil in exchange for them not having the light and electricity and the road and the schools for not having any of those things.
Mr. Good, again, I heard from a grave, from some people saying to me, and I'm willing to share this with the whole world, and this is the truth. Somebody said to me, some of the political party are prepared that they are not going to give, naira this time around. They want to spend dollars. Now, the problem I have here now is this: judging from the way we operate in Nigeria, and judging from somebody taking 2,000 naira or putting some naira inside the bread, and they take it and vote. Do you know of anybody around your area that if they offer him, I'm talking of your local, I'm not saying your family or whatever, your local, do you think some people will not take $50 if they get one?
Absolutely. Mr.
And how can you prevent it?
Mr. Ogundimu had actually mentioned two things that when he was saying poverty, initially I wanted to interject it and said no, it wasn't poverty, because the fact remained that many of these people, because I was on political days and I had to cover a series of elections in Nigeria, and I do know our people's reaction when it comes to giving money. I cited the example of somebody who people believe that is a big man.
Was distributing handkerchief.
And go and disturb the poor lady who was distributing handkerchief for people who came to party. So now, many average Nigerians, they can't resist this temptation of saying, I don't want it.
When it comes to dollars.
Even if it's not even dollar. But the fact remains that we should try to educate them, to let them know that either you collect naira, either you collect dollar, you are still going to be, you are going to receive, you are going to be the person,
to suffer for the next 4 years.
You are going to be the person to suffer
for the next 4 years.
So that, although we cannot say, okay, we support the idea of that they should collect. Let us leave them for it to be their own discretion if they want to collect or not going to collect. But the fact remains that don't collect any money based on the directive of the person who is
inducive to vote for. Thank you.
Somebody you know that you are putting money on that duress and they are going to carry out that person's
I want to agree with Mr. Dawodu, and I'll tell you why. Personally, this is my own personal opinion. I genuinely do not believe anybody should support collecting anything in the first place. Get our people to understand that don't collect anything in the first place. Because the moment you collect, you start pricking your own conscience that I collected from Jide, maybe that's the... No. Do not collect. That is a personal opinion. You understand me? So, what do you think? Do you think anybody should call? You're entitled to your opinion. Do you think they should collect and do vote for?
That decision I will leave to each voter. But what I will say, and I'm going to quickly precede this about the next step I'm going to say now. What I will say is that many of the voters that we have in Nigeria, they don't know their rights within the Constitution. So when somebody comes and says, I will do this for you and give you that money, they are not knowledgeable enough to actually decipher that this is a lie. There are, I always say, I've said to people now on my program, as Citizen Network, look, what you should do is this. I urge people, as well as getting your PVC, please download. You can download the Nigerian Constitution and you can read it. And your rights they are contained in there. And the duties that the government owes you, that they should be performing for you, are enshrined there. If you go and read section 15.
I think we have another caller.
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, good evening. This is Nigeria Decides 2019. How can I help you? And who's calling and where are you calling from? Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, I'm calling from Paris. I'm calling from France. I'm calling from...
You're calling from Paris. What's your name?
My name is Elisha.
Elisha, okay. Thank you very much. What's your contribution, please?
Sorry, I have a contribution.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please, go on.
Concerning the program.
Okay, go on.
I really appreciate what you are doing, and I think we should be expecting more of this to make awareness for the people at home. But the fact still remains that people are not collecting the money. People are collecting the money based on that they see that is the only benefit that they can see from the regime or from the government.
Yes.
So the only thing is to enlighten people, to let them understand, because the poverty in our society has made some people that they cannot even think right. So the issue is not about money or no. There is no, as athletes Nigerians, when you propose something to them, they cannot receive it because of the poverty in the society. So the point now is to let the people have awareness that this money you are collecting is like you are selling your first right.
Yes.
To let them know the consequence of the money they are taking from this decision. Because when you are collecting money, like you are selling your right.
Yes, that's true.
So, and that is the area that you people need to enlighten the people, most especially on social media, everywhere, on TV stations, to let them know the consequence of this money that they are collecting. Then once you are collected $50 or you don't have the right to complain.
Yes.
That there is no road,
Mr. Lucia from Paris, I have to stop you because of the time. Every caller will. Thank you very much. We appreciate you calling all the way. Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate you all the way from Paris. As you can see, the message is going out.
Absolutely.
And like I said in the introduction of this program, your job, my job, and his job is to educate.
Yes.
And both of them use the word awareness.
Exactly.
We want to create this awareness that are people, even somebody selling Boli and Epa.
Yes.
You understand me? At the bus stop,
yes,
they should know. And that's why we also want to employ those of us, some of our children or our friends and family at home who can read and write, should go out, all out to these people who cannot read and write, and tell them, you have the right to vote.
That's it.
And but you're right, do not forget that this is the strongest power you have. But when you want to vote, make sure you vote for policies.
Exactly.
Manifesto, people who you know that you think they would, help us. And don't forget, it's going to be only for 4 years. So that 4 years, you cannot afford to take anything from them and then suffer yourself. So now let's move on to when some people say empowerment. What does empowerment mean to you? Is it the empowerment of giving them wheelbarrow, or giving them the old singer machine, or giving them grinding machine, and giving them? Do you think our people should wait for that again?
No.
Should we not be telling them? What will you tell your friends and family at home?
Basically,
do they not decide more than that?
In my constituency, if I have the opportunity of speaking to people or telling them, what I will tell them is that, look, an average politician who is coming to say is empowering you, it's not empowering. Actually, it's not even empowerment. It's disarming.
It's disarming.
Disgracing them, Papa.
Yes.
So it's like when you look at, for instance, I remember there was a particular program on television. They were saying they were showcasing activities of a particular governor, and the governor said, okay, they are distributing motorcycle to riders. What I want to know is that how can somebody say, okay, you want to empower people? Why can't you educate them? Why can't you even introduce something that will be of immense beneficiary to them? Let them learn a particular trade, and that will be of immense benefit. You are putting somebody's life in danger, and you see that's why you see at Igbobi orthopedic hospital,
many of them the Okada riders. What's your take on that? What do you want to add to what Mr. Dawodu said?
I think the people have got to the empowerment. It's a wrong use of the word. What they're actually doing. What they are doing is they are actually putting the arms of the citizens behind them, tying it, and they're telling them, right, we want you, whatever we tell you to do, you do. And it's time for the citizens to actually say, no, I don't want this. You are actually disenfranchising me from getting my rights, from getting the roads, the water, the light, the school, the hospitals. this is the time for us to use our cerebral thinking, our brain. If someone says they're empowering you and they're giving you a wheelbarrow, for them to buy that wheelbarrow, just think how much they have stolen per head. We are talking into millions of naira per head, literally. So this is what Nigerians should be thinking about. Anytime somebody is giving you something, they are actually mortgaging your future.
I think we have another caller. I must
please,
interrupt you there.
Sure.
Hello, good evening. This is Nigeria Decides 2019. Who is calling and where are you calling from?
My name is Oladeji.
Ola?
I'm calling from I'm calling from London here.
Okay. What's your contribution? We have 1 minute to please contribute, please.
Okay. Then. My contribution is to buttress what people have said, and last caller said that we need to educate the voters. In as much as we want to do that, and in as much as we want to take our country back, I want to employ everybody to understand that the election is not just for presidency. To take the country back is not just presidency. We should understand the kind of government we run, the system of government we run in Nigeria. If we take the presidency back from Buhari and the arms of legislation are still there, they will frustrate the person that will be the president. So I want to encourage all the youth, all the people, all the good-minded people in Nigeria, not to just vote Buhari out, to vote for all the parties, the step of the government, the Senate, the House of Representatives, the governors, and the state House of Representatives as well.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you. Again, Mr. Dawodu, the last caller said, take the government back, which means if you take it back, to whom do you give the? That means the government have to be giving back to the people.
To him, basically, he's trying to tell the electorate not to pay emphasis only on presidential election.
Yes.
It means that you have to start from the local government,
from the wards,
from your councillor, to the chair. I mean, to the chairman, local government, then to the state house of assembly. Then coming to the state governors as well. Then the National Assembly, both the House of Representatives and the National Assembly. Because when you look at from experience of this, this political dispensation, you'll be able to see that I'm not trying to sing or perhaps supporting any political party. The ruling party now, their problem started from the National Assembly. Since the day they elected the Senate President, that was where the problem of the National Assembly.
Was that an election, really? Was that really an election?
I probably want to overrule that because we do not want to go to limit. I understand. I know exactly where you're going to.
I will leave it at that.
Yes, I just want us to be more of area. Yes, you're making a valid point, because if you can link the problem to so particular incident or accident or whatever, you are right. But I just want us to be more, maybe next time we can concentrate on the some area.
The last
now,
caller.
Yes, well, the last caller is not now. Another area that worries me is this: if we now have a government, hopefully the people we select, or not select, the people we elect, governments of their choice, and hopefully there will not be problem. Whoever wins will be happy to be the next president. He will dedicate his time and energy to developing Nigeria. What should be our expectation from? I want to start with you, Mr. Dawodu. What should be our expectations from our elected officials? What do we want? What do we want the president to do? What do we want the House of our senators, our House of Rep, down to the Senate? What does an average person expect? You understand me? What are they looking for? Because we are educating them now to do this and do that, and so they also must know what am I expecting from the president?
Brilliant. It still bore onto that manifesto issue. Don't you believe that, for instance, if I'm being elected as a president now from my own party, I don't have any idea or any ideology. I'm going to work based on the manifesto being laid down by my party. But my problem, this is an area where you are trying to say, okay, we shouldn't go. either we like it or not, because this program is to enlighten people.
Yes, yes.
The enlightenment, there are some certain areas we're supposed to address, and if we didn't address it, we
no, we can address as long as we don't make it personal to any. That's fine. Yeah, like I said, go on. Yeah,
these are the areas that we need to let people, our electors, to know that before you vote, this voting is going on this particular direction. Now we have governors and we have chairman of local government.
Yeah,
I'm seeing, based on what I've been reading so far, there are some governors who are going to National Assembly now. So what are you going to expect? And there are some people from National Assembly they are coming to the state.
Yes.
You mentioned about recycling.
Yes.
That we should avoid it.
Yes.
But the emphasis now, even on average electorate in Nigeria, is on presidential, so person.
Yeah.
They are putting blame on
so that's one or two of the caller, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned.
Yeah, I mentioned.
Very informed.
Now, they
Very
forgot
informed.
that there's a particular presidential candidate in Nigeria. There was a particular phrase used in a particular landmark case in Nigeria, whereby that judge said that he said his hand was
tied.
So that's the same thing that is going to happen to the president. When you vote that president and you didn't pay emphasis on that National Assembly
and the
you
local
believe that we have
and all tiers of government.
three tiers of arms of government.
Yes.
You have the executive,
the judiciary, and the legislative
arm of the government.
Yes.
The press, which have basically become the fourth estate of the realm, was not constitutionally empowered.
No.
Yeah.
Play any role.
Because of time, because we are gradually running, not running out yet.
Yes.
There's still one or two areas I want us to touch. Now, I want you to emphasize because I was asking Mr. Dawodu to expatiate what is the average expectation of an average Nigerian. Does an average Nigerian now look forward that if this new government that is going to be elected 2019, what are they expecting that government to do for them? To create jobs, provide security, education of their children, make sure that little whatever skilling program for those who have no jobs or whatever, employment, healthcare. Is that too much for electorate to ask for?
No. But I would like to look at it like this. If you look at the last 57 years of promises by successive governments, it has yielded nothing for the electorate. And somebody on here called and said the electorate has got to the point now that they will take whatever they can get because they know the government, they're all lying. So there is a certain element of our electorate now going, well, I'm tired of this. Whatever they're saying, they're lies. So they do not believe in the promises that are being made as we speak.
How are you sure that this message is getting to our people? Because this is also crucial. This is very important, that we must make sure.
Well, I mean, right now, what the thing is, the indication of the people I'm talking to, who are getting back to me, and when I do my Citizen AY program, the people I'm talking to, I'm talking from people right across the world. People are calling in from Nigeria. People are sending me texts from Italy. There's London, from US, from Canada. People want change. People who I have never met before.
But there was a change mantra last time.
No, but what I'm talking about, I think it's best if I say take it back, and we'll leave it at that. They want to take their country back, and they want to get involved in that movement in one shape or form. But you know, that's the general message. Now, what we need to understand is, having said what I said at the beginning, that people are so punch drunk on the lies that they will take the crumbs. Now we're now in this age of enlightenment. Nigerians are craving for information, and they're getting that information thanks to the social media.
Yes,
and that is the key message. They can now understand and decipher any manifesto promises that these people make, and they start asking questions. But you said that last year. Yes. You said that the year before. We haven't met it. So what are you going to do differently?
I must quickly give Mr. Dawodu the last word. What's your last word on this program today? Just 1 minute, because I've been told we need to round up now. We need to go.
My last one is on this segment is that we are still going back to the purpose of this program. And the purpose of this is to enlighten the populace, the average Nigerian. And my belief is that we don't even have much to see, because it's like we never try to look at the events that are occur in this political dispensation. It's quite different. That's why I said 2019 is going to be different from what has happened before. Yes. For instance, now we've seen EFCC arrange a governor, a minister. Even let's assume that if they never get any conviction, but we've seen that people there are names. There are some people that their image has been dented. That they couldn't come out for anything again. That enough. That's enough for. I
have to
my
say,
people, they say one language. They say something. They say, I beg, read that matter.
I agree with you, and I appreciate your contribution. Because of time, I want to quickly say this to the viewers. Please, you can share this program even after we are rounding up now. You can still share it among your friends, because the message is we are here to help our people, to educate our people, to make sure that they understand what is at stake, to make sure that going to register is a very powerful position they are taking, to make sure that the power, the political business of this world is power is from you. These people, politicians cannot get power from anyone. They cannot just say the vote. I mean, they are this and that without you voting. And that's why we want to ensure that, but you know exactly what you are doing. Go and register and make sure you vote. And when you vote, stand by your vote. Again, we're coming back again every Tuesdays. We are going to bring either repeat our guest here today, or bring another person, as long as we get the message to you.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Mr. Ogundimu, for taking time to come and join us on this program.
Thank you.
And Mr. Dawodu, I want to thank you again, and also want to thank all the people that take the pains to call in on this program tonight. It's been my pleasure. My name is Otumba Olabode Oseni, your anchor for this program tonight. Thank you very much, and good night.
Oh, hello. Are you over 50? Come then. Let's narrate your story on the Ultimate 50 Plus Club. You see, this program is specifically directed at you all over 50 plus. Where were you born? What's your childhood like? What school did you attend? What have you done? Where have you been? Where are you going? What's your story? Your hopes and aspirations. See, we on Heritage TV would like to rub minds with you regardless of your status, education, or position in the society. The door is open. Come walk down memory lane with us. Step in. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Heritage Television. Promoting African culture and heritage at its best. From talk shows that concern you to both local and international news that relates to you. From grassroots football to African children's programs. Heritage Television. We cover your social and special events like weddings, birthdays, church anniversaries, and so on, and broadcast them live on our apps and online. Heritage Television, broadcasting everything about culture and heritage. Heritage Television. We've got it covered. Do download our apps on both Android, iOS, and Windows mobile platform. Heritage Television, your very own TV station.